Today I'm going to be reviewing Blood and Thorns by Taylor Aston White. This one. Now this is the second arc I've ever done, and this one was a doozy. Now Blood and Thorns is a Beauty and the Beast reimagining. You have Gabriel as Gaston, who is a cop. You have Sebastian, who is the Beast, who's actually a drug lord called the Beast. And you have Arabella Bell, who is kind of a troubled girl who doesn't have a really good, has a super traumatic past. Let's just be honest. She has a super traumatic past and a horrible father, and is kind of just trying to make it through life without falling to utter pieces. So this is my first mafia romance that I've ever read, and you know, just threw me in on the deep end, but I've really enjoyed it. It was awesome. Now, before I say anything more, this book has lots of triggers, and I like to put that at the very beginning because I have actually a good amount of readers that don't like any triggers. So I try to put that at the forefront of my reviews so that if that's not for you, you can just move on. But there's a lot of triggers in this. Just because it is a mafia romance, there is SA, there is hints of other things, so definitely check those out before you read this book. But I mean, the book itself is fantastic. So, synopsis. Arabella's father is a huge gambler and is in so much debt it's up to his freaking eyeballs. It's past his eyeballs. Okay, we're past the eyeballs. You're dead, okay? And when finally his collectors come, he is such a POS that he says, you know what, take my daughter because she'll be payment. When I tell you the hatred I have for this man, when you hate a man in a book, you know that the author is doing a good job, okay? So, sells his daughter off to the Beast as debt, and you then are in the perspective of Arabella and Sebastian, and this cat and mouse, touch her and die, huge alpha male, power struggle, because I mean, she's an independent woman, he's a drug lord. When I say I struggled to be able to figure out the right words to talk about the relationship between Sebastian and Arabella, I probably stared at my ceiling for a solid 10 minutes. Arabella doesn't want to be there. She wants to pay a debt, okay? She wants to pay her debt so she can go off and be free and live her life. Sebastian doesn't want to let her go because he's fascinated with his little mouse. He's fascinated with his little bunny. He thinks she is absolutely spectacular when everything he's ever had, he's destroyed. Because he got bored of it. He's one of those people that, you know, when he's bored, he throws it away. Or if somebody takes his things, he breaks it so the other person can't have it. So for the first time in his life, he's found something that he wants to keep and wants to play with and doesn't want to let go of. And Arabella wants nothing more than to leave and to run away and live her life. So throughout the book, you have the power struggle of her wanting to leave and him wanting to keep her, and she doesn't have a choice. But as you navigate through the book, she comes to this realization in her own self that she has nowhere to go. She has no one. And he would do anything for her. He would break the fingers off anybody who even thought of touching her. Now again, this is a mafia romance with tropes like he falls first, alpha romance, cat and mouse, touch her and die. I think that's all of them. I think I'm hitting on. There might be some more in there, but I mean, once you say touch her and die, I'm like, sign me up. So some really unique aspects I actually really liked to this book was that, so Sebastian's dyslexic, which is why he can't read and why he actually in the book likes Belle reading to him. And I'm dyslexic, so of course I was like, we can fix him. You know, that is so cool to mention in a book because, man, being a dyslexic person is such a struggle, okay? But you also have characters who have like autism. There was one that speaks through American Sign Language. So I really love when you bring in characters that are a little different and that you get to kind of explore. Overall, this book was really good. Again, this is like my first technical mafia romance, and Taylor did a great job. The twists and turns in this book, I was shooketh at the end. I was shooketh. I was mind blown. Mind blown. The story is fantastic. There are ups and downs, and you will not expect what is coming, which is fantastic. That is a 10 out of 10 in my book, and I loved it. I loved it. It's a heady, spicy romance. Would I say it's a level 5? Probably for some, maybe a level 4 to others. But there are definitely some triggers that you need to check out if you do not like triggers. So check her out, Taylor Aston White. She's a good writer. This was a really well-made book. 10 out of 10 in my book. Gotta give it a 10 out of 10. I can't wait to get the hard copy. It will be on my shelf. So get it.